Can you see my screen?
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so my presentation will be on solar flares and CMEs, which stands for solar magma eclipse, something like that. I don't remember honestly. So here we have the sun. The sun is honestly mostly cool and epic. Everybody likes the sun, right? Everybody here loves the sun. You might think of it as like a one whole uniform thing, but that is not the case. The sun has a lot of magnetic waves, and because of that, all of the magma inside the sun is also electrically charged. Oh no. There we go. So these magnetic waves move the magma inside the sun. А можете выключить микрофон? Я сам себя слышу как-то.
Это?
Yeah, seems like that's it. Okay, so these magnetic waves, they move the magma around the sun, and that creates different densities in the sun and all sorts of things. And sometimes the magnetic waves get extra crazy. Sometimes the magnetic waves go even outside the border of the sun. And what happens if it gets enough velocity? Well, some parts will just try to fly out, like this little guy. Because all of the particles that are inside this band cannot be supported by sun's own gravity. And it just... No, that's the wrong way. And it just flies on out. But what happens back on Earth? Here's our Earth, and it also has its own magnetic field. And all of the magnetic fields lead back to the North and South poles. But oh no, the massive, not this one, this one. Wait, where is it? Where's it? Oh, there he is. He was hiding behind the Earth. How convenient. So yeah. Let's put it a bit up to scale because it's kind of massive compared to the Earth. So what happens when it comes in contact with the Earth's magnetic field? Well, it deflects it. It deflects the magnetic field that is coming in back to the South and North poles. And that's how we get events such as Aurora Borealis. And that's what we call a solar flare. But solar flares are not the only type of ejections that the sun can make. The sun can also pull some of its own magma with the electrically charged particles. And what happens when this massive ball of hot, electrically charged, don't forget it's electrically charged magma, just flies towards the Earth? Well, a lot of bad stuff happens. And when it hits the Earth, the sheer mass of the magma just stretches out the Earth's own magnetic field. And this tail stretches out a lot of kilometers. And it keeps trying to stretch out because the hot magma is trying to go so fast that it stretches the Earth's magnetic field. And once it reaches a critical point, it just goes and tries to break out. And when this part breaks out, what will happen? Something very terrible, right? Well, it will be. Because all of that mass leaving to the left of us will create an equal force going to the right. And all of that magma will just snap back to Earth. For most people, they won't be affected, humans themselves, because we're not made of electricity. But since the magma is electrically charged, it will mess up a lot of electronics. And the scientists like to call that the big bad, because it's big and it's bad. So a lot of transformers will just get a big excess of energy, and they might even explode. Blackouts will happen, I don't know. electrical appliances might just explode. The phone that you had in your pocket just explodes. You no longer have a leg. Good luck. But how can we prevent this? Well, we can just take the electrical appliances that we have and unplug them, and that's it. So yeah, you just need to unplug everything, and in the worst case scenario, all of those transformers can go into a separate grid, so all of that excess electricity will just go somewhere else. But that's most likely not going to be needed. Actually, this exact event happened once in 1859, but as we know, back then they didn't really have a lot of electrical appliances besides the telegraph. So the telegraphs all around the world started sparking, malfunctioning, and just shocking the users. Some people died. That was crazy. And in some parts of the world, when that happened, it was night, but people woke up thinking the sun was rising because giant auroras just appeared all over the world, like as south as the Caribbeans. That's how far south the auroras appeared. And yeah, that's pretty much it on my presentation.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was interesting, of course, and so cool.
And
Thank
epic.
you, thank you, thank you, John. Of course, you get 50 points. Yeah.
Thank you.